Welcome to No Fun Channel. I'm Felix. I have done something I haven't done in years. I went to the gym. I had anxiety leading all the way up to it. I don't like being around people. And today, when it was time to go, I was like, I don't want to go. I really don't want to go. I don't want to go. But I went. When I first got there, I was anxious. I just fought through it. And it felt like people were staring at me. And my wife's like, oh, yeah, it feels like. And I was like, no. Because I look up and I make eye contact with these people and they quickly look away. Although I think it may have something to do with my shirt. Let me see if I can stand up here. I don't have enough room to move back. But, it has the anime character on it. So I check it up to that. My wife does tell me I'm handsome. I used to get I'm cute. But there was this one guy and his girl who basically kind of kept staring at us. And he actually looked like someone I know. And I kind of wonder if it was his brother. I know he has a brother, younger brother. But, yeah, it was like, are you laughing at my anime shirt? Because they would look and then laugh. It's like, part of me is like, I wanted to go over, oh, what you laughing at? And I didn't. Because everyone that was laughing was like skinny little high school kids I could just pick up and use for toothpicks. It's like, you're nothing, I can break you. But I didn't get there. I told my wife, is it wrong that I want to get into a fight? She said, yes. We can't afford getting you out of jail. So it wasn't, she didn't say it wasn't that we can't afford a medical bill. She said, we can't afford to get you out of jail. She knows I will hurt someone. So I can choke someone out if I have to. I can gouge her. I've said before, if you're getting in a fight, I don't understand people who stand up there and try to box or do that MMA fight style. If I'm in a street fight, I'm going for your throat. I'm going for your eyes. I'm going for your groin, male or female. I'm going to hurt you is my goal. But, but after a while, I did. Well, actually, it was towards the end I started noticing it again, people staring. But as long as I was working out, I felt fine and wasn't paying attention. I will say, I went to Planet Fitness. The machines are not correct. I wasn't using the free weights. Because free weights, I can only curl 50 pounds. Actually, I can barely curl 50 pounds. Let me put that lie to the side there. 20 pounds I can do easy. 50 pounds I can barely do. And the reason I say machines are not calibrated correctly is because I put it on pounds. You can do like pounds and whatever the other thing is. You can switch it. I put it on pounds and I put it all the way. And it was saying I was doing 100. I was like, that can't be right. I must have had it set wrong or something. I'll have to go back and recalibrate it and try again. Maybe I'll go online and look how to read it. Because I think I may have had it set wrong, but it's like, this doesn't make any sense. So maybe the thing I was messing with was wrong. But I'll be honest with you, this machine felt too complicated in the sense that there was just too much going on, which is why I've always loved free weights. So, yeah, there's that. So, I probably just had the thing wrong. But, yeah, it's like, that cannot be right. I can't curl 100 pounds. I must have had it set wrong. So, when I go back, I'm going to try something different. I'm going back Wednesday. But, it's like, there's no way I'm curling 100 pounds. That's not accurate. So, I'll go back and I'll redo it and see what it says. Now I was just thinking about the settings on there. So, that's probably what the settings meant. How much resistance is with that. Because I tried to read the machine, but it's like, I don't know. That's what I said. I liked it better when those type of machines were easy to understand. But now it seems like they made them more complicated to understand to me. Because I haven't been in the gym for decades. So it's been a long time since I've been to the gym. But yeah, once I got going, it all felt good. So I'll play around with the machines next time and see what I can do. But yeah, once I got going, it was all good. Oh man. Oh, after the gym, we were leaving and my wife was driving. I was sitting in the passenger seat and my foot said it's cramp time and I just spit everywhere. But my foot cramped up on me something fierce and I was fighting it. I'm in the car. I don't really want to take my shoe off because my feet haven't curled up yet. My when I get a cramp in my foot will do either this, trying to curl up as tight as it can, or will try to bend backwards. And it's like, it was doing everything and then some. They were trying to cross over on top of each other. My big toe was going under the other toes, and I'm fighting. As soon as we got home, I was able to stretch my feet out and work through it. Oh man, that cramp hurt. But like I said, I got a good workout. I'll go tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow is cardio, so I'll do cardio at home and just keep it going. So yeah, I think we may have to go later. I think we went too early. Because the other gym, I used to be able to go at 9 and hardly anyone was there. The reason I don't go to the other gym, it closed down a long time ago, and that's pretty much when I stopped going to the gym. Planet Fitness didn't come till it was before the pandemic, actually. I remember now. It came before the pandemic. I think it was only a year. It was only here a year before the pandemic, and then the pandemic hit. But yeah, so finally made it to the gym. I told my wife most likely I'll probably just come to the gym to do legs, because I really love working out my legs. I have powerful legs, always have. Like when I used to work out to the gym, I could squat the whole stack. I could do 400 pounds, and now I can do 200, so I'm halfway there. Although I wonder, like I said, if I had the settings wrong, so I'll have to check that when I go back, see if maybe I was reading it wrong. But yeah. Made it to the gym. Oh my God. That's a weight off my mind. Hopefully I can get used to ignoring people again. I kept my workout simple. I did 5 minutes on the treadmill, and then I hit the weights, and then we did 5 minutes at the end. That's the way I wanted to do my workout. My wife tried to say we were only there 16 minutes. I said, that's not right. We were here longer than 16 minutes. We did not blow through all this in 16 minutes. So we did 5 minutes there and 5 minutes there. That's 10 minutes. And you telling me we spent 1 minute on each machine? No, we didn't. So it turns out it was a lot longer than that. So, but then she realized her watch, she has one of those smart watches, had stopped keeping time. It was like, but yeah, the foot cramp, man, that was a foot cramp from hell. But that's all I really remember. It's a foot cramp. It hurt. But I really this week I was trying to think of things to talk about, and I really couldn't think of a lot of things. One thing I am going to talk about is I'm thinking about doing another series on my YouTube channel. I think I said before, the more stuff I do, the better I seem to function. So I've been wanting to do something about shows I think should be redone. And originally I was just going to do sci-fi, and I thought I'll branch out. But I may stick with sci-fi, just have it sci-fi. And there's a lot of sci-fi shows I remember watching as a kid. So I'm going to start a series on that, just sci-fi shows I think should be redone. The main reason I think they should be redone is because back then, the special effects were really cheesy. And it was 80s, 90s. You knew you were going to get cheesy. But yeah, I think I'm going to start that. I might start this week. Now that one, I think I'm going to post when I post. I'm going to try to do it once a week, but it's going to be when I post it. Because I want somewhere I have a little more freedom. Now the reviews I'm doing those once a week. I'm still doing the 1 minute stories when I can think of one. And I think I'm going to start doing the writing prompts, because I was using the writing prompt for the last one, and I think that helped a lot. But yeah, it's fun being creative. I like the fact that I'm getting to be creative. But as for being creative, I did finish my second book, and I'm editing it. I'm almost through editing. The hardest thing right now is coming up with a cover for the book. I cannot think of a cover to save my life. The name of the book is Intelligent Life. It's about the human race in space. This is another sci-fi. I may end up being a sci-fi author. But I'm trying to think how I have a drawing of an alien I did a long time ago. I kind of think it might fit for what the story's about. So I need to look it up. I need to find that alien drawing I did and see if I can get it to work. But yeah, finish my second book. As soon as I finish editing it, get a cover, I'm going to post it. I'm going to publish it too. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. I'm horrible at advertising myself. So I'm going to go back and do little snippets from, I think I did it on the first couple, like the first two. And I'm going to go back and do snippets from all the podcasts and post them on, do 1 minute snippets for the YouTube shorts and TikTok. And I'm going to do another snippet from my book, the first book, and post it. I need to put the book title in the description. So, yeah, did I do that in the other snippet I did? I probably didn't. Like I said, I'm horrible at this advertising thing. But, yeah, my second book is done. And I'm going over editing, and it's up to 82 pages. I may have stretched it out 83 pages because I rewrote some things as I'm going through it. And originally my wife was going to edit, but she's taking forever. I told her I can't wait on you. I'm just have to self-edit. So I'm going through trying to come up with some ideas for it. Catching what I can. One of the ways I edit is I actually listen to it. I have Word, the text to speech. And when I hear it, I was like, that doesn't sound right. So I go back and I'll even use the word suggestion for the sentence to see if I can rewrite it. If I don't like what I see, I'll rewrite it myself and see what I can come up with. But so far so good. I'm on chapter 5. I'm going to listen to chapter 5 here and see if I can get it, get through it, and see if I can finish it. I've been trying to do a chapter a day, get through it, and then move on to the next. If I don't get it today, it's all right. I'll do it tomorrow because I still don't have a cover. I need to create a cover. That's the hardest part. Part of me is like I was going to create a mind, and I was going to do a picture of like a earth in the mind, but it's like, nah, that's not getting across. I'll figure it out. But I'm just happy I finished my second book and I'm going to publish it. I haven't sold any of the first one, and I don't care. I still would love to be able to sell 5. My goal is to just keep writing books, and we're just going to keep cranking them out. And I'm enjoying myself. I am thinking about doing a smut book. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I may actually do it. It'll probably be a short one, but I'm going to sit down and I may even use ChatGPT just to get me started because I got bits and pieces up here and I can't get it together. Like I have one, it's nothing, it's no revolutionary idea or anything, but one was revolutionary. It's no like big idea. It's nothing new. And it was a married guy who decides to go out and explore sexuality. That's pretty much it. I kind of got the idea from the Sam Smith video, What Mama Don't Know About Daddy. Whatever name that song is. I can't think of the name of it now. But I kind of got the idea from that. And so I'm going to use ChatGPT. I think I might use ChatGPT to see if it can get me going. Maybe I'll look for some writing prompts too. Most of the writing prompts I come across are all about sci-fi and fantasy. I need to see if there's any writing prompts, not just on Reddit, but anywhere about sultry stuff, smutty stuff, and see if it can get me going. But yeah, I was going to go balls deep in it, literally. Just go in it and just type it out and see what happens and see what I create. Maybe that one will get me some notice. But yeah, so I'm going to put it out there and try to do that one. As for the graphic novel, I'm trying not to abandon it. Well, I just can't get back in the drawing. I don't know what's happened. I look at my drawing pad and it's just not there. I'm trying to get into it, but I don't know what's going on. I think I'm just going to have to stick to the writing because at least I'm getting to be creative that way. Actually, that could be part of my problem why I can't come up with a cover. It requires me to draw. I just realized that. But yeah, hopefully I haven't weighed myself since I was down to 360 after thinking about that. I don't know why that popped in my head. Because it's part of the smut story, actually. It had to do with the guy. Basically, it's kind of like almost like me going out there and exploring, which is not something I would do. Because when I'm married, I'm happily married. But this is really the guy is not miserable in this relationship. He's just bored in it. And it's one of those things where I thought, how far would I go? I know how far I would go if I actually did it. I wouldn't go do anything gay, but this is a made up character, so I was like, how far would he go? So I'll go as far as I would, and then I'm going to push the envelope, see how far he's willing to go. Because that's kind of the story. It's just how far is he willing to go to explore his sexuality, to explore different things about sex. And it's really, because a lot of times you'll see, well, women, they have women do this stuff. But when they have a guy do it, oh, he's gay. He's just hiding it. But I'm not going to have him be gay. I'm going to have him, hell, I'm not even going to have him be bi. He's just going to go out there, explore. And I don't know if I'm going to have him get away with it. That's the thing. I kind of think I might have him get away with it. And just, I'll do some close calls, but in the end, he gets away with it. And I'm not going to have everyone say, well, the wife knows. That's a lie. Every time I hear that, the woman always knows. No, she doesn't. Because how many times have you heard about a woman find out her husband has a second family? She didn't know. She didn't know for 15 years and found out by accident. So, yeah, that's not true. People don't always know that their spouse is doing something they shouldn't be doing. So that would be easy to do. There is something else. I have YouTube up in the background here. And for whatever reason, I have been getting Billie Eilish stuff, and I don't look her up. I don't like her music. It's like all of a sudden on Pinterest, I was on Pinterest looking at like character designs and different things like that. She started popping up. It's like, why the hell is Billie Eilish popping up on character designs and animation? Are they trying to tell me she's a character or something? She's not real? But now there's a video of her on YouTube here that popped up on like video suggestions. Like, why I won't say I never searched Billie Eilish. I think I searched when I heard something. I forget what it was going on. But I haven't searched her in a year or more. I had no reason to. I don't care about her. But yeah, I'm getting all this Billie Eilish stuff. She do something other than date a racist again? I don't know. But yeah, and then there's another guy, Evan IT0. I don't know how. I think he says it a certain way, but I don't follow him either. I watch some of his content every day, but he's not someone I follow. And he started popping up again. In fact, now that I think about it, I think a lot of these recommendations are old videos that I used to watch. And it's like, except for Billie Eilish, like I said, I don't watch Billie Eilish. I don't like her. All her music sounds the same. The only time I like her is when she's guest starring on something else. So I don't know why I'm suddenly getting Billie Eilish stuff. But yeah, Pinterest started showing it to me. Now YouTube's showing it to me. But if I go to an adult site, it's going to show me something about Billie Eilish. I mean, one of those adult actors who look like her or something. But yeah, it's like, why are you popping up? I don't want to see anything about you. I'm not a fan. So why is she popping up for me? It's weird. I wish I knew why, to be honest with you. But yeah, she just started popping up. It was the weirdest thing. But but yeah, oh wow, my brain just froze. I something popped in my head and it said bye. I was like, holy crap. Oh, I was watching Trash Taste and they were talking about who do you think the biggest celebrity or who's more famous, Taylor Swift, Michael Jackson, or the Beatles? And Joey was saying the Beatles. Connor said Taylor Swift, and Gaunt was saying Michael Jackson. In my opinion, I think Michael Jackson out of the three is the most famous. But Taylor Swift can't overtake him, and probably will shortly if she keeps going the way she is. The only reason I still say Michael Jackson is because the way Gaunt explains, like you can go to a remote village anywhere in the world basically, and they'll know Michael Jackson. You can't do the same with Taylor Swift or the Beatles actually, because even though the Beatles were worldwide, they don't do their dance moves. No, they were popular at their time, and people do sample their music. But how many times have you seen like countries do dance moves based on the Beatles? And people still do Michael Jackson. People still sing Michael Jackson's songs. So the way they put it with Taylor Swift is the test will be basically when she stops touring, when she's not out there all the time, putting albums out left and right, that'll be the test. How often will her music still be played? And, how popular will she be? On the other person was Elvis. Everybody was talking about Elvis being popular. Elvis was American. He was American popular. I don't think he was worldwide. Nowhere on the level of Michael Jackson, Taylor Swift, or the Beatles. I would not put him in that category. In America, yeah, he was popular. Outside of America, he was not that popular. You go to a lot of places, you ask them who Elvis is, they might name someone else. There was another guy named Elvis. I can't think of what his last name was. He was a singer. And then there was the ice skater it was the ice skater? Figure skater who was named Elvis Striker? I can't think of his last name, but they'll probably think of him if you say Elvis. I don't see people celebrating Elvis the way they do Michael Jackson. And the reason I say Taylor Swift can overtake Michael Jackson is because as time goes on, his music doesn't get played as much. He's not as popular. They're still trying to keep him in the limelight, but once an artist passes away, it's hard to keep him in the limelight because they're not out there performing anymore. They're not out there selling themselves, so it gets hard to do. So Taylor Swift is still alive, and now she has something that Michael Jackson, Elvis, and the Beatles didn't have, and that's social media. Social media has helped her a lot. Let's be honest, it did. And with that in mind, that's why she's known so much. That's why a lot of people know her. Now, me personally, I'm not a fan of Taylor Swift, never have been. But I know who she is. Honestly, I mainly know who she is because of social media. If she had come out back in the 90s, 80s, and 90s, I probably know who she is, but I wouldn't recognize her. I don't know if she would be on the same level that she is now if she came out before social media, to be honest with you. Because there was a lot of artists who did what she did back in those days, who were popular, who were touring, who were hustling and grinding, and in my opinion, a lot better artists, and yet you can't think of their names because social media didn't exist back then. And now anyone can be famous with social media. Would I like to be famous with social media? If there's money involved. I don't want to just be famous. I want the money too. But yeah, it's not the same. The eras have changed. The times have changed. And I think if Michael Jackson came out today singing, he would crush it. Let's be honest, he would crush it. Now, with that said, I think Richard Pryor, people talk about Richard Pryor, if he existed today, he would get canceled. I don't think he would. Richard Pryor knew how to adapt. He knew how to adapt to his audience and still push the envelope. So I think he would do all right. To me, comedians, he can do stuff because he did family films, he did dirty films. He did everything in between, and I think he would have been all right. He would have done just fine if he came out today. A great comedian's a great comedian. You can't get around that. They're just that good. But yeah, social media has a big part in that, and I think people underestimate just how powerful social media is. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of times they'll talk about someone who's famous, like, I have no idea who that is. And this person has 20 million followers, and I still have no idea who they are. It's because they're social media famous. That is so different from being TV famous or movie famous. When you're TV famous or movie famous, everybody knows who you are. When you're social media famous, your fans know who you are. So that's a huge difference. And because there are times where I'll hear things about social media stars, and it's like they got thrown out of a restaurant or this happened or that. And they're like, you know who I am? And the restaurant people are just like, no. We have no clue who you are. Get out. And I think that's also part of the problem with social media fame, that these social media people think they're on the same level as movie stars, musicians, and TV stars. It's like, no, you're not. You're not there. Because the thing is, if those TV and movie and radios and music people do social media, they crush it. They end up with like 20 million followers in one day. So yeah, what took you years to get, they can do in a day. So there's that. So you got to take that into consideration. There's different levels of fame. In my opinion, I think social media celebrities are more D-list celebrities. They're known, but I wouldn't necessarily call them famous. I think they fall more into the D-list category, possibly even Z-list with some of them. Yeah, Because some of them do get those million followers and they think they're on the same level as Tom Hanks. It's like, no, you're not on the same level as Tom Hanks. Not even close. But yeah, so I think it's interesting just to grow up and see all these changes. I was born in the 70s. And there's one thing I would like to point out. Jordan the Stallion is 26. And at times I look at myself and I'm like, I think I look younger than him. But yeah, it's interesting. They talk about Gen Z's, living a hard knock life. And I don't think they're wrong. You guys look old. And I don't know why you guys look so old. I don't know, put down the alcohol. Are you guys even drinking, actually? Because I think a lot of you guys don't drink. But something's going on. Something in the water. Maybe that's it. You guys grew up not drinking tap water and hose water. You got to drink that tap water and hose water. That's what the problem is. And you guys won't look so old. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting times we live in. But back to the gym, I was just thinking about the leg workouts were awesome. I got to do I feel with this machine, it's the ones where, your legs go out and you push out on it. Then also the opposite one. I don't know the names of those machines, but I love those machines because I get to work the inside and outside of my legs. The leg curls, that's the one I had a problem with. It's the ones where you sit down and do the leg curls. I like the ones where you lay down. I feel like you get a better workout when you lay down because all the weight is on you actually curling your leg like you would curl your bicep. And I think, I don't recall seeing it. I don't think they had it. But I wish they did. If they did, I didn't see it anywhere. Well, we were kind of rushing through. I was kind of rushing it through because, like I said, my anxiety was up. But when we go back Wednesday, I'm going to try to go a little slow. But yeah, got my workout in. I had to replace my shower head because it was leaking from the hose. And when we replaced the shower head, my wife's been wanting to get a new one anyway, so we just replaced the whole thing. Then after we replaced it, we didn't have to replace it. We could have just bought a new hose. So I ended up buying a new hose because we're going to put the old shower head or the new shower head downstairs because she really didn't like the new one to begin with. We just picked it out, real quick. And we have a really generic one downstairs in the downstairs bathroom, which has a shower, just a shower in it. So we're going to replace it as soon as the hose gets here. But yeah, it was like, I just need to replace the washer. But then I was looking at the hose that's broken and I took a closer look at it. I was like, no, it's more than just a rubber washer down in there. It's more than a rubber thing down in there. I think it's actually broken. And so I just went ahead and ordered a new hose, which take a couple days. Actually, I haven't ordered it yet. I got to wait to order it. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, I do need to replace the whole thing. So that's what I did, or what I'm going to do. Oh, there was one thing I wanted to talk about was Avatar: The Last Airbender. I did cover that, and I talked about that this is not for fans of the Avatar: The Last Airbender. The live action is, in my opinion, really to bring in new people. And that's what it's doing. If you've never seen the original, from what I've heard, it's good. Now, me personally, I actually have no plans on watching. I have no desire to watch it. But I had that gut feeling that that's what was going to happen. Just from the clips I've seen, it looked good to me. It looked way better than the movie. Really, the only controversy that I can see with it was Sokka. They wanted a native, and that kid is not native. But it was too late, and they moved forward. Truth be told, they knew. They tried to make it like they didn't know. They knew. You can't tell me they didn't know. They were hoping no one else would find out, but people found out. And people were complaining about the oh my God, what's her name? The evil sister. I can't think of her name. Because the girls' faces are a little chubby. The sister and her friends, like their faces were chubby. And it's just like, other than that, how was it? It's like, because now you're just nitpicking. And if they did a good job, they did a good job. Now, some people just say it was stiff, but they do have young actors playing all these parts. So it's possible that was, maybe they just couldn't get over the faces because the acting maybe wasn't there. I think if you're going to play Azula, I cannot remember it's been so long since I watched Avatar. I can't remember the sister's name, but that character, you gotta be crazy. And maybe that's all it was. She wasn't delivered on the crazy. There's already talk of a season 2, so definitely deliver on the crazy. Just step up the crazy and you should be fine. There was jokes about who's going to play Toph in season 2. And this guy was talking about The Rock, and he was naming all guys. And he was basing that on the play in the Avatar where they're making fun of the Avatar and his traveling companions. And so I thought that was hilarious. And he even talked about Vin Diesel because, Avatar is about family. So Vin Diesel, perfect match. So I thought that was interesting. I am so behind on stuff. I feel like I'm dragging again. Like the little voice in my head is trying to drown me. And I think the reason I feel that way is because I'm not seeing results from things I do, I guess you could say. I wanted to learn a new language and I haven't done that yet. And I need to just buckle down and start doing it. But I would love to be able to speak all the languages, but I'm trying to decide which language to learn to speak. Because I do want to learn Japanese, mainly so I can watch Japanese stuff. And I like to learn Korean. I do like Korean dramas, so K-dramas. So Korean would be good to learn. So those would be the 3 languages I want to learn: Korean, Japanese, and Spanish. But I don't know. It's just like when I go to think about it, it's hard to get in my head. My views on YouTube are going up, so that's good. Not a lot, but I'm getting more views, and who knows, maybe one day I'll keep at it. I'm still hesitant on the podcast if I'll continue after a year, because even though I'm using the record feature on my phone to come up with ideas, I couldn't really think of a lot this week, and I'm just racking my head, and it's like, well, come on. You had a whole bunch of stuff last time. What happened now? And I think what it is this time around is I had plenty of time to plan for the podcast last time, because I ended up not doing it until Thursday. And I wanted to go ahead and do this one today because I was in a good mood. My energy was up. I hit the gym. And so I decided I want to do it. But I really didn't have a lot of stuff to work with. And I don't know why I felt the need to rush it and try to get it done today. But here I am. I think the only thing I think of as I was trying to go against, I wanted to have a Monday schedule every Monday to do this. And so that way I can have a set schedule of recording. And I need to stick with that. I want to always try to do it on Monday. So that way I have the week to edit and adjust it how I need to. But the podcast, like I said, it's a test. It's how I look at it. It's a test on me to see if I can do this. I need to put more energy into it. I need to get more focused. There are times I'll come up with, I'm trying to think, did I forget to record some things? And that's why I don't have any, because I'm trying to think of stuff. I was trying to think of stuff to, I only came up with 9 things. My goal is always to come up with 20. It seems like if I come up with 20 things, I have a good podcast. I feel like my last podcast was a good podcast because I had 20 things. But now it's like I got nothing and I couldn't think of what to talk about and stuff like that. It's just interesting. So, yeah, it was weird. This time around, I couldn't really. Last time, it was just things were popping in my head left and right. Had 20 things easy. This time, it's like, good luck. Now, I think one of the problems is I feel like I'm rushing through topics. I have plenty of topics to talk about. I feel like I'm used to just getting to the point and moving on. And I think I'm going to have to learn how to use my words and expand on it. Because because doing a one person podcast, you got to be able to fill time by yourself, and it's not that easy. Yeah, I talked about the gym, and I did miss going to the gym a lot actually, because I did enjoy going to the gym, and I don't have my own membership. My wife was talking about getting my own membership. I'm going as her guest, and she wanted to get my own membership so me, her, and our daughter could go. But I'm also thinking of my son. My son would get left out, and I know how my son is, and he would feel left out. He's not old enough to go to the gym yet. He got one more year. He's not 13 yet. You have to be 13. And actually, it's Planet Fitness 13 or 14. Either way, I don't know what the age is. Either way, he's still too young to go, because of liability and all that stuff. But, yeah, it's like, I don't want to leave him out. Because when we were all working out at home, he would join in. So if we all go to the gym and leave him out, I don't want to do that to him. And I feel like we will be doing it to him. My daughter does need to go to the gym. I mess with her, but we're a fat family, unfortunately. The weird thing is, growing up, I was not fat. It wasn't until I probably got in my late 20s and met my wife that I got fat. I got that comfortable fat where I realized, I got a woman, I'm good. But also later in life, I discovered I have a potassium issue, and potassium can mess with your weight. It can either make you gain weight or make you lose weight. In my case, it was making me gain weight. So I kind of wonder if I had fixed or started working on my potassium back then, if I would have been able to keep the weight off easier. But yeah, that's how I need to sit down with my son and see if he would feel left out. If he says he's okay with it, then we'll do it. But if he tells me he's not okay with it, then I'll tell him, then that's that. And I don't want to, but I also don't want to feel like I'm punishing my daughter either. Of course, in all truthfulness, we have to force her to go to the gym. So there is that. It's like, get up and go. You can go to the gym. You need to go. My wife was talking about getting out and walking again. Her and my daughter used to walk all the time. They go for long walks. We live walking wise to downtown. It's pretty far. Well, I would say it's pretty far. It's actually not that far. But if walking, it probably takes 15 minutes to get down there and back. Actually, it may not even take that. I may be off on the time frame. I haven't walked in a long time. But compared to other places, everything's really in walking distance. If you really think about it, where I live. And I used to get out and walk too. I would walk with the kids. Haven't done that in a long time, so maybe I'll get out and walk. I won't walk as far as them. I won't be able to do it. And I'm starting to have hip issues. And it's like, God, I'm getting old. My hip is, I wanted to have a hip replacement. This sucks. But I'm hoping once I get the weight off, maybe it'll fix my hip. But yeah, I noticed if I can crack my back, it takes care of my hip. It's like my hip is coming out of place. That actually started in my early 30s. Yeah, my daughter was born when that started. So it's been at least 16 years when that started. So my hip I remember the first time it happened, I was at work. I was working in a call center. Also, this pain started shooting through my hip. I was like, what the hell? And I ended up going to the emergency room to figure out what's going on. And the doctor had me sit up. My hip popped. And I was like, oh, I feel great. That's when I discovered my hip is kind of like coming out of socket. Like, well, damn. I guess I need to be more active and strengthen the muscles around there so I can hold it in place. Hopefully that works. But yeah, if I work out, if it helps my hip a lot. So that's another reason I want to keep working out. Just doing 5 minutes on the treadmill was murder to me. Not because I couldn't do it, but because of my hip and my left leg is the one where I'm having a hip issue. And it was like putting stress on it. And it caused my calf to start to lock up when we were doing the last stretch. When we were finishing up doing the last 5 minutes and get ready to go. I told my wife, I may have to quit, but I only had like 20 seconds left. I was only doing 5 minutes. Like, I can make 20 seconds. And when we stopped, I was kind of limping. It was like the blood flow was off, but it came back. So I was like, man, I wonder if I overdid it. So we're going to every other day. When I worked out at the other gym, I went every day because I worked out different body parts. I would do legs. Sometimes I would go there and just work my chest out. I do crazy every chest exercise. And I work my arms out on one day and so on and so forth. And then some days I just go there and walk on a treadmill. Just walk and walk and walk, or I do the elliptical or the bike. I would go every day and I was enjoying it. And of course I was going at 9 o'clock. So hardly anyone was there. I loved it. Like I had the whole gym to myself. So I told my wife, I may have to start going later. And this is where we run into the problem with working out with my wife, is that once she eats, she doesn't want to work out. I don't have that problem. Whether I eat or don't eat, I can still work out. And I've always found that, I'll be honest with you, I always told her that was a cop-out. Using that as an excuse so you don't have to work out. But the weird thing is, once my wife gets going, she likes it. So it's like, you like to work out, just do it. And so, but yeah, I just gotta get up and go. Then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to go a little later on Wednesday. I may go ahead and get my own my own membership so I can go at 9. I am going to talk to my son and see if he's okay with it. If he's okay with it, then I'm going to get my own membership and start going later. And I'm just going to have to tell my wife, either if you're going to work out with me Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we're going later because I cannot be around those people. And that gym is not the same size as the old one. This one's more crowded because she tried to say, well, the old one had rooms. And no, the other one was more spaced out. It was way more spaced out. And they had a lot more duplicate equipment. This one does not have a lot of duplicate equipment. So there's some equipment there's only one of. It's like, well, that sucks. And then what's funny is couples would be doing the machines together like me and my wife were doing. So you have to wait. And then my wife talking about, oh, everybody wipes them down. Turns out not everyone wipes them down. I was watching. Not everybody was wiping them down. So I was like, okay, well, we wiped them down. Because we're black and I'm sure someone would say something. But yeah, it was just like the gym. I think, man, I don't know if I can keep doing the gym. I'll be honest. Felt so crowded. Felt like people were talking to me. Every time I turn around, I felt like I was bumping into someone, which I really was. I turn around, someone be there. Turn around, someone be there. I could turn one direction and then turn back around. It's like I turn around, almost bumping someone, turn back around, almost bumping someone. Get to the point I do my workout and I would just stand there by my wife for her to finish hers. It's like, screw this. I'll just do mine and stand by my wife. And yeah, it's they have ab machines. I'm not worried about doing the ab machines. I do ab workouts at home. I usually do ab workouts on my cardio days. So I'm not worried about trying to get a six pack. I do believe you should do ab exercises, core exercises, especially if you're fat. The truth is, I think core exercises, if you're fat, is very important. Unfortunately, I've seen trainers talk their clients who are fat out of doing core exercises. And that's a huge mistake. Truth is, if you're fat, you should find another trainer if they talk you out of doing core exercises. The main reason is because some of these trainers in their head have, oh, well, you're not going to see your abs. It's not about the abs. The truth is, it was never about the abs, not originally. Core exercises were to strengthen your core. And a fat person has a weak core. They have back problems. They have posture issues. If they work out their core, that's going to help a lot with those back issues. And if you fix the back issues, they're going to be able to do a lot more exercises. So yeah, if you're a trainer, you should definitely be having your fat people doing core exercise. They need to work on that core. I'm not saying have them get down there and do planking and stuff like that, but there's standing core exercises they can be doing. Have them strengthen that back, because how many times have you heard a fat person complain about the lower back? It's because of that extra weight that's up front is throwing our balance off. I have back issues because of it. And the more core exercise I do, the less my back hurts. So definitely have your fat clients do exercises that involve the core, do core exercises. And if I see a trainer trying to talk a person out doing, every time I see that, it's like, you have no clue what you're talking about if you're talking to a person out doing those exercises. Like I said, I'm not talking about doing planking and stuff like that. There's tons of core exercises they could be doing. Just have them do those exercises. They need to work out the lower back. If you can get your client to work out their lower back and stuff like that, and that gets strengthened, they'll be able to do a lot more, because there's plenty of, even though 600-pound life, people talk about it hurts. And a lot of times the trainers are trying to push them through it. It's like, what you should do is find out, where does it hurt? I've seen a couple of trainers actually do that, like, where does it hurt? And then they kind of like get them to work out that area, because that area is weak. So they know they need to work on that area. If the hips are weak, work on the hips. And the truth is, if you can work on the hips, the lower back, the muscles in the stomach, all that, it's going to help with their posture. They're not going to be in so much pain, and you're going to get much, much better results out of them. But yeah, when The Biggest Loser came out, and the contestants were vomiting, next thing I saw all these trainers trying to get their clients to vomit. It's like, no, you should not be throwing up when you work out. That's not a good thing. That's a bad thing. That's a really bad thing. That means you push your body too hard, and now your body's rejecting everything you've done. And that can actually set you back. So when I would see these trainers trying to push their clients to that point, it's like, no, you're a bad trainer. I'm sorry, you're a bad trainer if you're trying to get your client to throw up. Because you're trying to, you got to break through. See, that's a good sign. That means you broke through. No, that means you went too far. You need to step back, reevaluate what you're doing, because you weren't ready to do all that. And now you're paying the price. Vomiting is not a good thing. I'm trying to think the only time vomiting is good is maybe you got poison in your system. But even then, they actually say not to vomit, because you're just spreading the poison more. And I can't really think of any case where vomiting is good. It's unless they're doing that charcoal stuff. They put charcoal in their stomach and makes them vomit. But even then, they don't really, with aspirating, they really don't want them throwing up either. So TV has you thinking that throwing up is good. It's like, no, it's not. That means something's gone wrong. There's something wrong in your stomach, something wrong in your body. Even if you feel good afterwards, that still means you ever did something. You did something wrong. You need to really figure out what it was. There have been times I've thrown up and I realized what it was. It's like, well, I won't do that again. And guess what? I didn't throw up from that anymore because I didn't do it anymore. So, yeah. If you're working out and throwing up, something's wrong. And let's say you dial it back and you're still throwing up, you need to go see a doctor. You shouldn't be throwing up when you work out. Your doctor's going to tell you you've overdone it and you need to dial it back. Because if I'm throwing up from working out, I'm not going to work out. In the discussion, I'm done. No, I'm good. I'm throwing up when I work out. I'm not meant to do it. That's good. I'm going to go do this instead. Oh, I guess I did find something to talk about. But I was just thinking about my diet. My diet hasn't been that good this week. It's only Monday, so the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and today has not been that good. So I probably gained back the 4 pounds I lost to get down to 368. But again, like I keep saying, I'm not going to punish myself. But yeah, I just got to keep going, keep pushing it. I am eating a lot more salads. I do like salads. There's a lot of different varieties out there. I buy the pre-made salads where you just mix the ingredients together. And there's a couple of them I like, and I'll buy them. Now, I don't go overboard buying them because the salads go bad. But I'll actually eat a salad for breakfast and a salad for lunch, and then a sensible meal, at dinner time. One thing I'm avoiding is the protein shakes and the shakes in general, because I did try to do those, but those actually have a lot of sugar in them, or a lot of artificial sugar or sweeteners in them. So I try not to do those too much. Wow, I think I sunk. But yeah, it's hit my mic. But yeah, because I used to do those a lot, and I'll be honest with you, I'm still considering diet pills, because when I took diet pills, I dropped 10 pounds when I was on them. So, and I do understand that was all water weight. because most of those are just caffeine and makes you pee it all out. But I'm also on blood pressure medicine, so I don't really need to be taking that. There's that too. So this and that. Oh man, I just want to get below 300. I think if I get below 300, I'll be happy again. And that doesn't mean I'm going to stop working out and go back to eating like crap. But I'll probably dial it back a little on certain things, but I'm going to keep pushing myself for now and see if I can get there. I just wish I could figure out my focus. My focus is still all over the place. I'm trying to get focused on working out. And like I said, I really don't want to go to the gym, but I got to. I got to go to the gym. I keep telling myself I got to go to the gym. I think getting out the house and going to the gym helps. Just because, one, like I don't go anywhere, so getting out definitely helps. Two, once I'm there, I go ahead and work out. And the third thing is, it's like I said, it's just good for me to get out. I just wish I had the money to build my own home gym. That's what I really wish. If I had the money to buy all that equipment, I would. There's a bodybuilder who did go and buy all this. I can't think what his name is, but he's not the only one. I know other people did it. They have a full home gym. Every machine is like nice. I wish I could find one of those gyms that had like a neck machine. That'd be awesome. Exercise my neck, make it stronger. But even the old gym didn't have anything for your neck. My wife was doing abs. It's like, I'm not going to do abs today. My main focus is chest, arms, and legs. If I can get those in, I'm good. Then if I get all those in, I'll do the other. I'll do abs. I'll do pull downs and all that stuff. I think the main reason today being the first day, I just couldn't take all those people. I know I keep bringing it up, but we were on top of it. All the machines were so close together. Like I'm doing the leg curl or the leg extension, and the woman is on this other side doing leg curls. And it almost felt like our feet were going to touch as we're doing it. It's like, this sucks. But I made it through. I just wish, I could win the lottery. Or sell a book and make $1 million off it or something. I need something, and just so I can build a home gym and not have to go to the gym. I could not take being on top of it. If it was more designed like our old gym where it was spaced out, I probably wouldn't have had this bigger problem. When I asked my wife if it liked the old gym, she's like, oh yeah. And so I immediately went, oh, so it's not. My wife's spatial recognition is horrible. I love my wife, but she I don't know why she can't determine. She can't see that the spaces aren't the same to me, if what it feels like. And I just don't, I can see it. I can look at something and see the potential, and I can imagine in my head. She can't do that. And growing up, I thought everyone could do that. And then social media has told me, no, not everyone can do that. Not everyone can look at something and see something in it. Like, I can see images everywhere. There's a paint chip on my bathroom wall, and it looks like a woman laying on her side. There's a screensaver lock screen in Windows, and I can see faces in it. And I posted it before. I'll throw both of them up here if I can find the images. But yeah, I can see it, and I can look at stuff and see art, and I can see faces. I can see images. And when I went to school, I went to art school, my second degree, and because it was animation school, and basically it was art school, really. But I got forced to think outside the box, and I drew music. I listened to Johnny Cash version of Hurt, and I drew music. And I won't lie, when I first got signed, I'm just draw music notes. I don't know what to draw. So I just sat there and listened, and then I drew bubbles with fractures in them, and it came to me. I was like, "That's it," and I submitted it, and I got a good grade on it. They really liked it. It was like, okay, and it matched the song, and then we had to reimagine covers for music albums, and I reimagined Starboy. And now I know what Starboy means now that I've looked it up. At the time, I didn't know what it meant. But knowing The Weeknd, I knew it had to have another meaning, so that's what made me look it up. But I didn't base the drawing on that. I just based it on the words themselves, Starboy. And I basically drew a little boy, and it's like the little boy was The Weeknd, and he turned into how he used to have his hair, crazy hairdo. I had him turn into that on the cover. It was like, and it worked. And they liked it, and so I was like, oh, that's interesting. They liked my redesign. So we had to do a lot of things like that and come up with things. And it was interesting going outside my comfort zone. I haven't had to do that in a long time. Until I started doing YouTube, I pushed myself outside my comfort zone. And I won't lie, it hurts. It hurts mentally. But I know I need to keep going. I think the more I push myself outside my comfort zone, the more benefits I'm going to see of it. I just got to keep going. And eventually I'll reap the benefits of it. Again, in the beginning, I didn't start this to make money off of it. I did this because I got anxiety that I didn't even know I had. And when I didn't have to be around people no more, I realized I don't have to be around people no more. I don't have to pretend. And it was awesome. And like I said, if I start making money at this, hell yeah, I'm gonna go even harder. But I'm gonna start going harder on this anyways. I'm not gonna sacrifice my family or my job or anything. I'm not quitting my job or anything like that. That'd be stupid. But I am gonna go harder on this. I'm gonna try to do better. I thought about buying a green blanket and put behind me and do a green screen behind me. But the problem is there's no room for me to set up anything. Like I'm in a small office. It's big enough to be an office to do my job and stuff. But to actually do a green screen, I'll have to empty the office basically. And actually all this stuff is my wife's stuff. This was supposed to be her knitting room or her craft room, and she never came in. She never came in here because she didn't want to be away from the family. I was like, are you kidding me? So I took it over and made it my office. We call it the computer room, but now it's my office because I use it for work and this. I need to go ahead and start coming up with 20 more things. It can be repeats of things I've already talked about, which is no big deal. Just new angles, new something on it. But I just need to come up. I still have my old list, but I try not to I try not to fall back on it. Well, I probably should have looked up some things, see what I could talk about. But I think I did all right. But yeah, if I can come up with 20 things. Oh, I should have done that. That's how I got my 20 things. I stole from Trash Taste, and I did pretty much stole from him again with the Taylor Swift and Michael Jackson thing. But I should do that because go back and watch that last episode of theirs. And actually, I didn't finish it, so I'll start it over tomorrow and see what they were talking about. A lot of times I just have one in the background. And next time I'll definitely have 20 things, which that's my goal for next week. Not just have 20 things. I don't have to talk about all 20 things, but to figure out a way to stretch it out, go in more detail. Like I said, I'm the type of person, get in, get out, So that's what I got to do is figure out how to stretch it out a little more, talk a little more, get a little more comfortable with talking. All right, before I call it quits, I'm going to do shits and gigs. Usually I do it at the beginning, but I decided I'm going to start putting it at the end like they do. I think maybe more people hang around. All right, here we go.
That's jokes. Yeah, man. Jesus Christ. Throwback. Should we do Who Am I?
Oh, yes. I like when I'm involved in games.
I bet you do. And sometimes I do feel bad when you're the games master.
Yeah. The games again. No pun.
Right. Okay, cool. This one, again, a little bit different. I've done it slightly differently this time. It's just like a guy telling about his day, right?
What is with him changing it up every single time? I think he's having way too much fun with this, changing it up every single time. But let's see if I can get it.
The normal guy telling about his day, and then it's up to you guys to pick up the clues to...
You're saying the whole thing... No, there's no chapters, right?
There's no chapters.
Okay.
I'm going to go through the whole thing. It's up to you guys to figure out who I am, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Right, I've just started a new job, and so far it's gone pretty well. It was my mum who found the ad for me, and I need to make sure I thank her later when I get home, because this really, really is the best job I could have asked for. All the staff are super friendly, and my supervisors take care of me whenever I have questions or problems. I turn to them a lot for help, because there's literally nothing here that's the same as my old place, and I get confused so easily. My only issue is that this place is so big and so new that I often get lost and make it to the cafeteria too late to get anything nice for lunch, which pisses me off because my favorite thing to do at the minute is grab a sandwich, head up to the roof and eat my lunch up there because the view is amazing here.
So far, I got nothing. It just sounds like a typical office TV show. Let's keep going.
I suppose I should hurry up and tell you what it is I actually do here for work. We're a health and longevity center, and what that means is we create care packages for the elderly filled with all the things that will give them the best chance at a long, healthy life. It sounds a bit weird, but let me tell you what's inside. Hydrogen water, maple extract, scorpion tails, eagle's talons, and all species of dog hair.
What?
I was so confused when they told me, but I tried it on the first day, and I'd honestly never felt better. The girl I started with refused to try it, and it was literally her loss because we're the same age, and I swear I already look 10 years younger than her. Anyway, they've just certified me as a full-time worker. I fucking love it here, and I can't wait to tell my mum her boy is making something of himself. So this one
It's fictional, obviously.
is fictional, but this one is a treasure hunt. So, as past as before, you've been trying to figure out the character I am based on my experiences and my explanation of all this kind of stuff. This one is a rogue transcript, and there's clues within to figure out who I am.
That's what I was trying to gauge. You're gonna have to read it again, though.
Oh, I will. If I was to guess that anyone would get this right, it would be you and then Rem. And then I'll be surprised if you get it. There's no reason why you can't get it.
Okay.
Would you like a clue to help you out?
If everyone else is
I
happy
feel
with
like
the
we're
clue.
going to need it, yeah.
All right,
'cause
first
I'm
clue
clueless.
is this is not a fictional character. This is a real person.
Wow.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to go through this again. Listen out.
A real person? Care package for the elderly? His mom helping him get the job. 10 years younger. It's probably something British.
And this time, whoever knows it first, you can just shout out at any time. If you figure it out, right? Do you want
Real quick, I am not going to get this one. I can already feel it. I got nothing.
me to emphasize the clues or just go through it?
No, just read it, bro.
Just go
All right.
Read it however you would like to read it, rather.
All right. I've just started a new job, and so far it's gone pretty well. It was my mum who found the ad for me, and I need to make sure to thank her later when I get home, because this is really the best job I could have asked for. All the staff are super friendly, and my supervisors take care of me whenever I have questions or problems. I turn to them a lot for help because there's literally nothing here that's the same as my old place, and I get confused so easily.
I think I know who it is.
Go on.
Is it Drake?
It is Drake.
I had a feeling the last time when you said her lot.
Drake? How the hell is that Drake?
I was thinking you
yeah.
emphasized her loss, and then I was thinking nothing else makes sense though. But now you said take care.
So
you
yeah.
said nothing was the same.
So
or
this
something
is
like that.
Drake's
Yeah.
discography in the text.
Yeah.
So I'll go through it. I've just started a new job here, And so far, it's gone pretty well. So far gone. It was
Oh
my
my
mum who
God.
found the ad, and I need to make sure to thank her later. Thank me later.
It's,
All the staff are super friendly, and the supervisors take care of me.
yeah. I don't want to rehear this. I'm sorry. If James comes across this, which I doubt he will, that one was stupid. It was I don't know Drake's songs. I was not going to get that. That's two I missed. And both of them were rappers, Drake and Kanye. I don't think about Drake either. Oh, man. Well, I will close out of here. Oh, my God. That was... I don't know. I don't know what that was. Oh, my God. All right. Ended on a high note, sort of. I didn't get that one. That one was... If I knew Drake songs, I probably would have got it. I won't lie. My brain was saying, are these... I was listening to the clues. I was like, are they clues? I didn't think song. But I was just like, oh, well. So, it is what it is. I'm going to end it here. Thanks, everyone, watching. I hope you continue watching. And don't forget to click that like button and subscribe and follow. I'm trying to get in the habit of doing that now. So, please follow. It'd be awesome. And check out some of my other stuff. I do a review on YouTube channels I watch. I'll be doing a review on them. I'm not sure when I'll do a review on them. Because I'm trying to do an alphabetical... Well, I was doing alphabetical order, but anyways, obviously I watch them, so I'll do a review on them. All the reviews I do are nothing negative. It's all positive. Like I'm trying to be positive, and basically it's just me saying why you should watch them. Of course, I don't have to tell you why to watch them because it's always I find them amusing. But again, I'll still do one on them. So I'm going to end it here. Once again, thanks for watching. You guys take care.